I'm Nikki. Thank you for tuning in. Today I wanted to do something a little different than I did in my first video, and I'm going to do some intuitive message / card reading, and then I'll do the sound therapy afterwards. I've been feeling really strongly pulled to talking a little bit about self-love and self-acceptance and worthiness, which is something that is coming up really strongly right now. It's coming up really strongly because we are in this shift, this new moon shift, the Syrian energy. There's just a lot of really intense energy right now, and what a lot of that energy is doing is bringing up a lot of childhood wounds and childhood trauma for a lot of people, myself included. I've been kind of on this journey for several months now of really doing some deep shadow work and some soul retrieval, and I think kind of what it's coming through for everybody is, in order to really fully get past this stage and get into a really strong place of self-love and acceptance, you got to face all that shadow stuff. You have to face that super deep wounded child within, and it sounds super cliche, but it goes deeper than that. It's not just whatever hurts or trauma was done to you as a child. It's how you then in turn handled it and continued that behavior on in your own life, throughout your life. And more than anything, a lot of it is that you took those words, you took those actions, you took those behaviors as your own truth, and you owned them, and they became who you were. And even more so than that, they became your safety net. So when somebody would then down talk you or be abusive, it became comfortable. And I'm generalizing, so maybe this doesn't resonate with you, and that's totally fine. And if you don't have that and you've done that work and process, terrific. Maybe just stick around and then you can listen to the sound therapy. But if not, if it does resonate, it resonates for a reason, because I know for myself, I had an abusive childhood and had a lot of things said and done to me that I in turn took as my own and continued to seek out these behaviors through the course of my life, and always kind of feeling like the victim and not wondering, well, why and all this. That was why. But so in order to get past this, we've got to get to that root. We've got to pull that root out. The things that you think about that are truly painful are the things that you need to lean into. And, we're all at various stages of our growth and healing at this point. There still are a lot of open wounds for a lot of people that you might not even know about. For me, I thought I had so much done and had passed through, and I found myself in the last few months in a situation that brought a lot up for me. And because of that, it caused me to really get to the bottom of things and to heal a lot. So as much as it wasn't a great situation, it was something that was a catalyst for a lot of really amazing change for me personally. So I think that we have to also recognize that our teachers can come in all different forms. Our teachers can be, the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriend or the husband or the parent who is abandoning us, or who isn't showing up, or who isn't holding space for us, or is being abusive, or is, talking down to us, or undermining things that we do or say, or belittling us. I mean, there's so many different versions of what it can look like for you and on a personal level, but also those people are in your life for a reason to teach you. So not always are we supposed to or even able to cut certain people out of our lives. As much as you can, obviously do. But if there are people in your life that are going to be around for the long haul, definitely speak up for yourself, voice your opinions, voice your own truth, and let them know. But take a step back and see it as a mirroring effect of, okay, these are the things that are really upsetting me. Why is it really upsetting me? Because it's personal stuff that I need to work on, and also things that we are really quick to judge in other people. these behaviors such and such did. I can't believe they're doing that. That's so, ugh, why? Why does it bother you? You have to take a step back and look. We're at that place right now where we don't have time to mess around anymore. You've got to get real. And if you want to really step into a positive space of healing, that's what you got to do. Because there's so much awful shit going on in the world right now that all we have is ourselves. You know, we have support bases, we have amazing people that are there for us and love us and all of that stuff. But if all of that stuff and all those people went away tomorrow, we would just be left with ourselves. And if we have all of these unhealed wounds, they're going to fester, and it's just going to cause so much more pain and so much more just deeper ripple effects of so much other issues throughout our whole lives. I saw it happen for myself in a lot of different ways, and I cut out a lot of things and situations that were not serving my highest good, and you know, it wasn't easy. And even the job I was at, there's just certain things that I realized that it's not worth it. And so I think the message for today, the strongest message that I can possibly say, is if it doesn't resonate with you and it is not serving your highest good, you have to let it go and you have to release it. But before that release can happen, you have to really go deeply within and see, why is this happening? Why is this situation showing up? Why is this person doing XYZ? Why? Because more often than not, we've caused it in the behaviors that we've taught people how to teach us, how to treat us, and also in situations we get ourselves into because we don't honor ourselves enough. These are the things that we continue to keep going, and then basically we keep drawing it back in a magnet effect. So I think I always advise people to journal. Dream work has been really effective for a lot of people I know, but I will just say that even within your day, if you're listening to a song and it jogs something for you and it brings something to the surface, if it is something painful, don't push it down. Sit with it for a second. And I know that that's easier said than done, and maybe sometimes you're not in a position where you can, but we all have it. We all have those moments. We all have those sense memory things, those experiences that bring something to the table for us. And in those moments, instead of pushing them down, lean into them and figure out why. Why? You know, why is this? Why? I thought I had this beat. I thought I was past this. I thought I was over this. Why is it coming up again? Or why am I seeing it in this way? Why are these people from my past showing up again? Because there's unfinished business, and there's unfinished business. And so this unfinished business energy right now is so strong because it's got to be finished and released, because we have to align ourselves with the people, places, situations that are serving our best good, our highest good, and are facilitating us to be our greatest selves. Because we're not supposed to sit in this shit all the time. We're not supposed to be in these dark, awful places. And I know that it's easy to say that when, you know, it's not my situation, but I've gone through a lot of awful shit myself. So I can truly tell you that I continue to do the work. I mean, it's not that I have done the work. I continue to do the work. Every single day, something happens. And that's kind of why I wanted to do this, that I felt this message came through really strongly, because I myself am pushing through something that's been kind of weighing me down for the last couple of months. And it was something that it is not easy for me to release, and I'm doing it, and I'm trying, and I'm fighting through urges to go back into old patterns. And it is literally a knee-jerk reaction, because if you can't, if you're used to doing something a certain way, then you just keep doing it that way. But you know, you can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. And that's, I think, what all this is about right now. So hopefully these messages helped in some way. I hope that this channel, and I hope that these videos can serve in some capacity, in one way, shape, or form, that somebody can come away with something that is beneficial to them in their own personal growth. I've never seen myself as any, I mean, I say healer, I guess I'm a healer, but if anything, I feel like I always want to facilitate the healing I want to start the ball rolling in someone else to do that work for themselves, and essentially be a person to hold space for that. But we're all responsible for our own paths and of healing and our own journeys to self-love, and that we have to be responsible for that. So anyways, I now realize that I'm rambling, and I will pull. I have 2 different card decks. I'm gonna do this first one. I have the John Holland, the love decks. I pulled it. I'm not really doing this reading about lovers or anything, but obviously it's about self-love, which I think all that stuff just kind of goes one and the same. Obviously, if you don't love yourself, then you can't love someone else and or allow them to love you. So we have to focus on ourselves more, I think, you know. And I say that message from myself too. Anyways, here we go. I'll do 3. How about that? Perfect. Okay. First one was believe and succeed. Second one is teach. And the third one is solar plexus. So, pretty much goes along with all of this. You got to believe in yourself. You got to teach others how to treat you. And the solar plexus is the strongest area right now that's coming up over and over again. The last month or so, it was definitely the sacral, and now it feels like it's kind of moving up, which is housing our creativity and a lot of that self-love, a lot of that self-worth. That's also sacral, but it's coming up to basically be at peace with yourself, be present, honor yourself, love yourself, own that energy within yourself and that power and that strength. And that creativity can come from that space. We have to believe in ourselves in order to allow any of that to come out, any of that to flourish and happen. And that, you know, the fact that the teach card came up, it could be in so many different ways. I think in this connotation, I felt that it was for, we have to teach others how to treat us, and also once we come into that space where we've done the work and we're feeling stronger, we can teach others how to also do that, and not in a preachy way, but in a way that, hey, this worked for me, maybe this could help you, because we're all in it together, and we have to help each other out because we're all struggling at this time, and all we have are ourselves ultimately, but also one another. And if we can share the tools that we have and the good energy and the love that we have, then we can just keep that going instead of constantly feeding into all this negative stuff, all this crazy stuff in the news and everything awful that's constantly going on. Like, you got to check out from that shit because it just weighs you down. It's really heavy and it's awful and it weighs you down. So I will pull this, one of these guys, my sacred geometries, which is super, 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 super powerful to work with. Even if you feel called at all to work with sacred geometry, I highly recommend it. Even if you go online, there are you could even download images of the Merkaba, of Metatron's Cube, of Seed of Life, any of these things. I mean, if you're already working with it and this is redundant, then just disregard it. As always, whatever resonates, take, and leave the rest. Kind of like AA. So, but I think those images are really powerful to meditate with. So if you're not already doing that, and or it's not interesting to you, but if it is, look it up, print some out, have, you know, you don't have to spend $1 billion on some fancy hipster posters with sacred geometry. Okay, that's a good one. We'll do 3. Gee whiz. Yep. That's pretty great. So the first one was Earth. And that one says, the frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. Allowance. The frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. And here we go with the belief again. Belief. I got belief in the last one too. And belief in this one. The frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to Source. Essentially, our greatest tool is to tap into the energy of the earth and be one with that energy. I mean, for as much as we've done to this planet, it still continues to nourish and give back to us and heal us in ways that a lot of us don't deserve, because we have been mistreating the earth for so much. But I've been up here for almost 10 days, and everything about me is different, and I feel healed. Just sitting with some trees. I mean, there's still traffic, you hear the cars going, so it's not like I'm completely up in the woods hidden. So you can still connect with the earth wherever you are. It doesn't matter, you know. Even if you live inner city and you have one park to go to, go kick it at that one park, because just being in the vicinity of nature, going to the beach if you have a beach near you, going to a lake, going to a park, going to where there's trees, taking your shoes off, walking in the grass. These things are instantaneous in how they can recenter you, ground your energy, and bring you back to a place of peace. There, you know, you can do all the meditations and all this, that, and the other, but taking it back to nature and keeping it real, like birds just in the air. Like, I'm in a really amazing environment, and when this trip is done in a day, I gotta go back to LA, which it's not easy to be in nature and to ground yourself and to do that. But I find places. There's a patch of grass, sometimes nothing else. Everything's pretty much dead and brown. But I find something and I just sit in that space. So you can do it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have everything be lavish and perfect and wonderful. Make the best of where you have and where you're at, because that's all we have. So you can't keep making excuses about things. You know, the allowance card, it's allowing these energies to come. So you put yourself in a space of healing, you put yourself in a space of love, you put yourself in a space of doing the work, of putting the work in. You know, you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be all of a sudden you do the work and now you're, you know, a guru on a mountaintop. No. But it's daily stuff, it's daily thoughts. You're in your car, listen to a song, help you meditate, you know, on the way to work, or you want to decompress after work. Instead of just like jumping on your phone or turning the TV on or doing this, maybe try to take a second, take a minute. And it's not possible for everybody. A lot of people have kids, a lot of people have responsibilities, so you don't have that downtime. But when you do, you have to hold on to it tightly, because it will be the only thing that will keep you grounded and sane, mostly. And also to keep your energy sacred. We've got to keep our energy sacred, because if we don't, we're not going to be good to anybody else. And the belief. So I feel like we're all transitioning and we're all going through a whole hell of a lot at this point. But I do feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I think for a lot of people, you know, a lot of people are waiting on the other shoe to drop, or waiting on the savior or the this or the that. You're your own savior. That's it. You're your own savior. And if you can't save yourself, then nobody else can. And that's the bottom line. In whatever capacity, whatever that looks like for you. We gotta heal ourselves and help ourselves before we can help anybody else. Once again, throw out the cliches. Here we go with the, you gotta put your mask on before you put anybody else's. This shit all is cliches for a reason. Because it is it's the fundamental points of life. So anyway, I have now talked and talked and talked and talked. Hopefully, if you are still tuning in, then you get to get the good, the payoff. The payoff of listening to me ramble. There's always a payoff. Thank you so much. If you still tuning in, and I really appreciate it. And if you have any interest in having a session, having a Skype session, going deeper, I intuit much stronger on a personal level. This is obviously just a generalization, and I'm just doing the reading. So whatever resonates, like I said, with you, that's for you, and whatever doesn't, then just leave it behind, and no harm, no foul. Anyway, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And here's a little bit of some energetic healing. feathers are caught. They don't want to come out. All right. There we go. Done tormenting the dogs in the neighborhood. This YouTube situating is very tricky. You got to figure out where you're going to sit, and if there's noise and whatever. I just went with it. I felt like we were in a protected space. I could do this work. I could do this energy. If people get weirded out, they get weirded out. So be it. Anyways, hopefully this resonated. Hopefully you got something from this video. If you're still watching, thank you very much. Many blessings and love to you. I appreciate it. I appreciate anybody being a part of this journey with me. This is all new to me. So, you know, these are the things that I do. Just these are a sampling of the things that I do in real sessions, like full sessions. So it's really nice to be able to kind of share just little samples of that. If you have any interest in getting a Skype session, or if you're in the LA area and you want to have a session with me, my website's on there. You can email me through there. Links to my Etsy store are on there. Everything is there. And and there's links to my Instagram as well if you didn't end up here because of Instagram, and if you did, then thank you very much. That is a platform that I hold dear to my heart. I have met some of the greatest people and have some of the most amazing connections through Instagram, so thank you for that. And if not, then check me out on there. Urban Mysticism. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it, and hopefully this helped, and just we're all in it together. So if you have any questions, you can email me through my website. Thank you so much. Sending you much love and healing energy. Just keep at it. Thank you.